Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Stardom Review. I am your co-host, Andre C. Right over here is my co-host, the happy princess herself. It's Melball. How you doing, Melball?
Am doing great, Andre. It has been a suspiciously good beginning to my week. It's a Tuesday. I don't like Tuesdays. Tuesdays and I don't typically get along. Usually it's Mondays that everyone likes, but Monday and we're tight. We're good. Tuesdays usually sus. Today was a surprisingly good day. I had a great back day. I beat the New Year, New Me people to the gym this morning, so I had barely anybody in the gym so I could play with the big boy toys. It was fun. Everything hurts. I'm pretty sure it's gonna hurt more tomorrow, which would be
Yeah,
even better. How are you doing, Andre?
it hurts to sit. I did my workout yesterday, core and glutes, like
Mm,
uh like glute bridges, man, and I'm doing 20%. Like
yeah.
I do dead bugs, which is glutes and core, and then go right into like 10 of those and go right into 20 glute bridges, and then I get a 30-second break.
Is he
Mhm.
punishing you for booing him on the weekend or something?
I cheered for him
Or maybe he's punishing you for cheering.
because last week it was only 10 glute bridges, and now it's 20.
That's what you get. Built that
Oh,
booty.
that's what I get for not being able to go work out this past Friday, I guess. Because I
Yeah,
had to
that'll
work,
do
so
it.
I had to cancel. My schedule's changed, and now I'm not even gonna have a job after tomorrow. So,
More time for wrestling. Yay!
wrestling, no money, but
But we still
life
got
will.
wrestling.
But we'll still wrestling, but life will move on. I might have to cancel my New Japan and just start using your login. You never know; it might happen.
Amanda. Okay.
But I'm good. Well, I had some irons and some fires, so I'm gonna do okay. I'm pretty sure here.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, but we're not here to talk about me and you. We're here to talk about some wrestling. Before we do that, I want to thank each and every one of you. We really do appreciate all of you guys that tune into Andre and Melball Wrestling Talk, or on Sunday night's main event, or on Backbreaker Video. And if you're watching on Sunday's main event, or on Andre and Melball Wrestling Talk, or Backbreaker Video, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below. Please share it out to all your friends, family, coworkers, enemies, strangers, whoever you want to, just anybody you want to share it out to. And also, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can be alerted every time we drop a new video.
Ding dong.
And if you're listening on Sunday's Main Event, or you want to be listening by audio form, go to sundaysmainevent.com or SNME Radio. Search them up on any podcast catcher. You can subscribe to them there. Lots of great content coming out over there. The Patreon is going to be rebuilding this month, getting lots of new stuff for patrons coming out soon. So check that out. Yeah, so give us a listen over there. We really appreciate it. So we're gonna get into it. We're gonna talk about some news first. Lots of news. I figure
Mm.
we're not usually the news program. We're more talking about events as they happen. But Rossy Ogawa is in the news. There's
Mhm.
no getting around Rossy Ogawa right now. The man started Stardom with Nani Takahashi and somebody else who name I can't remember at this point. Um, but yeah, I think we really have to talk about this. Stardom has terminated their contract with Rossy Ogawa, who in 2019 sold Stardom to Bushi Road, who created Bushi Fight to run New Japan and Stardom. Bushi Fight has terminated his contract, and they are saying that he was trying to poach staff and talent for a promotion. He did say back in the fall, he did tell them he was leaving in the spring to go start a new promotion. They said fine, and I guess from things that I've read, things that I've listened to from other reporters, he has been warned before about talking to talent about this company, and they're considering it poaching
Mm.
because he's selling them on this company. So that was the initial story that came out. Him getting released. So we were recording our Chop Talk when this news came out, and Boris tagged me in
Mhm.
it. As soon as we went off, post the video, I told you, and we were like, "What?" Both of us were like scrambling to look at everything on our phone. What was your initial feeling to Rossy Ogawa getting fired?
Yeah. Whenever you hear that a contract is terminated, you always have that fear, the initial fear of like, what did you do? Because nowadays, like it's 2024, God, it could really be anything. Yeah, it's literally like some of the things that come out in wrestling now, I'm not even surprised about, and they're pretty outlandish.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, I was pretty freaked out, worried what this might mean for the company, for any wrestlers that are involved in this, if there were going to be more firings. Because Rossy Ogawa seems pretty beloved by the staff at Stardom. I mean, we've seen a number of those summer shows where he's even been drug along into the show. We've seen the poor man stuffed in a bouncy castle, for goodness sake. Um, yeah, but again, my first reaction was fear, not knowing what was kind of going on. There wasn't a whole lot of details. I honestly try not to form an opinion until more stuff comes out, and I can feel like I'm making a better educated thing. So just even you about it, I'm now feeling even more conflicted
Mm-hmm.
um, about the details that are coming out because it's like they're not terrible.
No, and I got a shit on Tony Khan right now because the douchebag goes on Twitter and posts just with a puts a Larry David meme up and then posts by Rossi, just like a douchebag. Yes, I understand you and Rossy Ogawa have not gotten along since 2019 when you started your promotion. Don't be a dick. Go be a dick to
Oh,
Vince McMahon, who deserves to be shamed for what he did. Rossi, and because there's a lot more to this story.
mhm,
Because and like the president of Bushi Fight, the team from Bushi Road that runs New Japan and Stardom,
mhm,
is Taro Okada. He's only been president for a little while now. And Rossi had issues with the old president who was taking a lot of it, like decision making power away from Ogawa. And then they were removed. Okada was put, Taro Okada was put in, and he's doing the same thing. So that's like why Rossi wanted to leave because he was losing a lot of because he was initially given the booking power when it was bought out, when Stardom was bought.
mhm,
So this guy is, and this is whole. He was saying around December they heard information that he was poaching. They told him not to, and then they obviously did again. But Rossi has said he wasn't trying to poach. He was telling people about his new promotion. He wasn't saying come work for me. He wasn't saying any of that. He was just telling people what his plans, like at least from what I understand from what Rossi is saying. But then Okada's saying we are aware that many of the wrestlers who have been poached are title holders and other popular wrestlers. If those wrestlers leave, worst case scenario, there's a possibility we would have to close the company. I think this is a man just over embellishing. And then another quote from him: I have had several wrestlers express their intention to leave the company or thinking about leaving. He's saying champions and very popular people. And then it's come out that and Rossi has come out and flat out said, I'm starting a new company. He has stated it already. And
mhm,
then Julia has come out and said she is going to defer going to WWE to help Rossi start a new company. So this is a giant minefield of what of implosion and stardom. Because if I was listening to Karen Peterson from Post talking on her Twitch channel last night, and she understands Japanese culture because she lived there for a bunch of years, and she was talking that their fiscal year ends in March, and that's usually when a lot of the Stardom contracts come up. So there's a possibility that like some of these big people could be gone come March, along with Julia to go work with Rossi.
mhm,
Like it's insanity. Like the one name I will there's two names I feel other than Julia that would go with him in a heartbeat, and that's Azumi and Mayu Iwatani. Remember, Azumi started with this company when she was like 10 or 11. So she's grown up with Rossy around her. She probably has a lot of like connection to that man. Mayu Iwatani was brought in at the beginning of this company in 2011 by Nani and Rossy. Like she's been there since the beginning. So there's probably a connection there. And like this Stardom could be a very different place in the next few months. That
I
scares me.
mean, it could not be a thing in the next couple of months. I mean, this is what happens when greedy old men that smell like dementia try to take too much of control from a good thing. And look what the WWE did to itself.
Yeah.
And Vince tried to take her down on his way out. And he's still taking her down on his way out. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
However, maybe we should save any more details for our more in-depth discussion about this tomorrow on OLE with our Japanese wrestling update, where we're going to delve into this when Melball's gotten a bit more knowledge on
Yeah.
what's going on.
Yeah. So we're gonna if you're tuning in SNME or on our YouTube page, 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern. We'll be live on the Our Local Establishment Twitch page, talking Japanese wrestling update, and that Japanese wrestling update will be on the OLE YouTube page to watch later on after we finish that live stream. But yeah, that's going to be probably one of our longest shows because we have lots to talk about with Rossy, and then there's plenty of New Japan, and there's one Noah story I want to talk about too. So you'll
Our shows are usually an hour to an hour and a half long. So, my guy,
yeah.
let's not kill a girl tomorrow.
Just meme, just meme.
Rude. Rude.
I joke. Come on.
You joke.
So we're here to talk. We're gonna go over some stuff from the January 27th to 28th shows before we get into February 4th because they were lead into this February 4th show. We don't have access to the February 3rd show that did happen the day before this one because I got the pay-per-view copy of this, so we can't really see the February 3rd show for a couple more days. So we're gonna omit that one. So yeah,
It just came out this morning, but we didn't have enough time to watch it before this.
There it is. So yeah, yeah, it was some really fun matches on the 27th show. But for me, the big stuff coming out was Stars versus God's Eye in the 8-woman tag match. I think that was a big one for me personally because I get like just looking at it, like and Stars beating God's Eye was the bigger thing there. I think just you're really ramping up. I think it's Mayu Utami ramping up, coming into February. We'll just say we'll talk about that in a few minutes here. Where this comes from, and then the main event: Hanako, Maika, Mina, Shirakawa, and Waka teaming up to face off against Queen's Quest, Azumi, Lady C, Saya Kamitani, and Utami Hayashishita. So Hanako, Maika, Mina, Shirakawa, and Waka won their match. But which every time Waka's in there, I'm worried they're gonna lose. So I'm sorry, I love Waka. Don't get me wrong. It's just she seems to lose. She's always taking pinfalls.
I mean, maybe this is what we can blame Bushiroad on. Maybe that's what they're doing. They're the ones. What's the right word? I guess cock blocking.
Or takaing her, making her the taco. Yeah, you're gonna attack on Shinoku, making her take all pinfalls. Yeah, and so after the match, there was a lot of back and forth between Saya and Maika throughout, and then you have the face off after the match with Saya Kamitani and Maika, who are leading up into their match at February 4th, which we're going to talk about today. But yeah, it again, and then we got the post match promo, which did reveal the new name for Mina and Maika's new crew. And it is now known as Empress Nexus Venus. I keep saying Vina
Mhm.
every time I've said it before, but I finally got it right. I said Venus. Empress Nexus Venus. So it's just a cross between the two. Yeah. Yeah. That's just their hand
Yeah.
symbol. EV.
Mhm.
Again, it's when brought down to abbreviations, it's not ENV, it's EXV was what they're
Mhm.
going with. I'm okay with it. I have no, because Nexus, you think of the N, but you also think the X in Nexus, right? So
Mhm. It sounds more predominant for sure.
yeah, so they named it Empress Nexus Venus, and I'm actually really liking that name.
Mhm. I think it's a good combination for them, and it kind of like represents every kind of member in that one. Because you got Waka, who was originally part of Club Venus. You have Hanako, who wants to follow Maika.
Mhm.
So yeah, I
And
think
then
that's
Xena,
actually.
who was
And
Venus.
Xena also a member of Venus. The Nexus comes from, but I like it. It makes it
Yeah.
sound cool.
Well, it's the Empress, uh, in like the nexus that brings the Empress and the Venus together. That's what it
And
is.
just because I don't really know what the definition of Nexus is, it's just
I've only ever known Nexus as a group led by Wade Barrett.
yeah, yeah. And they had a pretty good intro song too. Not gonna lie.
That the 12 Stones, I want to say was the name of that song.
We're
It's on my
getting
phone.
off topic.
It's on my phone somewhere. But yeah, I'm really excited to finally have a name for this faction.
Yes, same, same. Because they were just kind of like listing lazily around in existence there. So it's nice to see them have something more solid.
Me too. So I'm gonna chat about the 28th here.
Mm.
'Cause I know you have couple issues with some younger ladies in this promotion, and I understand one of them for sure.
You make it sound so bad. Make it sound so bad.
Yeah.
Hey, um, just briefly on the first match, Waka Tsukiyama versus Saki Kashima.
Mm.
So now we know who to blame. Bushi Road. Stop
Walk,
making
walk.
Waka take these pointless fricking falls. We are solidly behind Waka. We want Waka. Hashtag we want Waka. Let her win some shit. It's Kashima Saki. She could have won that. There's no
Hmm.
reason she couldn't have won that.
Yep.
The match that I did have some problems with was the second match, which was a triple threat between Ami Sourei, Mai Sakurai, and Sayaka Kurara. Um, I
Kurara.
Kurara.
I love that name
Um,
though. I love that Kurara.
Kurara. I
Kurara.
rah 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 rah. I like Sayaka Kurara. I think aesthetically speaking, she has a very good look. Her mermaid kind of inspired gear is very, very sweet and it fits in very well with the Stardom aesthetic, especially when you have someone who's very darkly kind of dressed like my Sakurai, and then someone who's very green and metallic like Ami Sourei. It was a nice looking bunch. My thing with Kurara is I was trying to figure out why she hadn't figured a faction yet. And this match for me kind of showed me why. She's a very good in ring talent. Much how I said with Hanako, she performs the moves very, very well. Her issue right now is speed. And her speed is a little rough because, like, totally relatable. She gets gassed very quickly. And you can see that she struggles with that a little bit. So
Mm.
when she get to that point where you're just "Ugh," and you're sucking wind and you're trying to do a high speed styled match, you're going to struggle a little bit. And she struggled in this match. But thank goodness that she was in a match with two very experienced workers in my Sakurai and Amisore. They were both kind of leading her through it. And I honestly don't know that she wouldn't have gotten to the end of it if she didn't have such experienced workers helping her. They kind of picked up, I don't want to say the slack, but like they kind of helped her pick up the speed a little bit and then adjusted as they needed to make sure that everything stayed cohesive.
Mm.
Um, So yeah, she did work very, very hard in this match, Kurara. But I do want to see her improve her timing a little bit. There was a really fun spot where Mai actually put Ami in the Paradise Lock and then started chasing Kurara around a tied up Ami. It was really adorable, actually, but
Oh,
also probably why Kurara was so tired.
yeah, I was looking at pictures on the site, and one of them is the Paradise Lock, and she's chasing her, and I'm like, what the fuck? Just
Yeah, they did several laps around her and then went over her. Like they stepped over Ami, like on her
Mhm.
back over, and then did the drop kick release. But yeah, this one was it was rough, but it ended up looking really, really good. It was one of those kind of organic matches, I think, that is just everything kind of happened and it ended up happening okay and pretty good.
Mhm.
But yeah, Kurara does need to work on her timing a little bit and maybe the treadmill a little bit more.
Yeah, so can we talk? I want to talk quickly about the next match, which
Mhm.
it was Cosmic Angels, Saori Anou, and Yuna Mizumori taking on Oedo Tai's Waka and Starlight Kid.
Yes.
The match was really good. The match was good. It's a good match. What I want to talk about is the post match with
Hmm.
Starlight Kid, because Anu standing over her, kind of douchey like, as she does. He says, "Kid, you said you'd destroy history and the belt. I won't let you do that. I'll protect it. I'll protect you. So don't worry." Kind of arrogant.
Hmm.
And as Ano goes to leave, Starlight Kid drop kicks her from behind and hits her with the belt. She seems like chokes her, like she puts it around her neck with like a camel clutch style, and like
Yeah.
with the belt, and Mizumori makes a save. Kid says, "I don't need those words," and left the ring. So like this is a heated match going into February 4th for these two
Hmm.
especially, man.
Very much so, very much so. Tensions very high between Anu and Starlight Kid before their match. Yeah, I actually really like that because it kind of like puts Starlight Kid in this situation where, she's the heel. Why is she being out heeled by a non-heel?
Very true.
Um, yeah, so I think it really forced her to step up a little bit more, given what happened on the February 4th show.
Mm.
Yeah, I actually really like it. It creates a story, creates more of a story for us to get engaged in, and helps draw us into the match a little bit better.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I know you want to talk about the next match.
Yeah, yeah. I liked this match. Here's the problem. I really enjoyed this match. Um, Utami and Lady C a lot of effort into their entrance for this match. They were very in sync, and, like, when they're both perched in the corner, they do the point at the crowd and wave at the crowd, perfectly in sync. Lady C has been the most perfect addition to Queen's Quest I think I've seen in a little while. Um, Lady C also did an amazing 10-second spin, followed by a running boot in corner to Yuzuki. It was really, really good. Um, there was a point where Yuzuki, squared up against Utami, and it was hilariously adorable because she just got her socks rocked off into next week, and it was great. Um, Hazuki, though, the end of this match came Hazuki pinning Lady C, and I have problems with this because, again, this seems to be a thing that we've been saying a lot with Stardom and New Japan. The ride is great, but the result sucks.
Hmm.
And for me, I look at this and I go, Hazuki is a tremendous talent. I think a Wonder of Stardom level talent. Um, Yuzuki, very new. She's the new guy. She should be the Waka of stars right now.
Hmm.
Why is someone like her getting written down in the book? Because it was Hazuki who pinned Lady C. But why is she getting wins in the book over someone like Utami Hayashishita at this stage of her career? maybe in 6 or 7 months it would make sense to me because she's been in the business a little bit longer. She's had more experience. She's had some more matches under her belt. Who is this girl
Mhm.
that she's being favored so much that something like this is being able to happen? Because no offense to her, she should have been taking the pin in this of the two, low people on totem pole being Lady C and Yuzuki. I feel Lady C has done enough. She's fallen enough in the last year. She's been that fall girl for Queen's Quest over Hina, even,
Mhm.
which I find odd.
Mhm.
Um, Especially given the talent that she really does have. So like this was a frustrating one for me to kind of see the result of. Andre, what do you think about Yuzuki?
Like, I understand it from a booking perspective, as Suzuki's going into February 4th against May for the high speed title. So I understand her winning, but in reality, like, if this would have been if Koguma wasn't hurt, Koguma would have been Hazuki's partner in this. Like,
That
Yuzuki
would
is
have made
lit-
more sense, yeah.
but my whole point of her being here is Yuzuki is a stand-in for Kokuma because the rest of stars are already on bigger matches on the night. That's the problem.
Yeah,
But
that is the
I
problem because
still agree.
Yuzuki is not Koguma level.
No, but I'm saying, like, no, I'm not saying she is, but she's a stand-in for it because she's a member of Stars.
Mm,
But that's still an issue of maybe this should have been just a straight up singles match between Hazuki and Lady C. Um,
mhm.
I understand you would have had to fit Utami Hayashishita into another part of the card, but yeah,
It's easier.
Having a Yuzuki having a tag team win over the current goddess of Stardom
Artist start.
champion, just the tag champions. It is perplexing to have somebody have that
Mhm,
win so early. I do agree with
mhm.
you on that. I understand it from Stardom's booking area, but I still also look at it going,
It doesn't
eh,
make sense. Even from a
no,
booking perspective, they should have switched something out or changed something around. Because, like, to me, it did not make sense.
because really, if
Did
you look
not
at the
make
main event,
sense.
like, I understand the main event, you needed a fall person, and it
You
ended
know
up
what you
being
could
me.
have done? I know it would separate Iida and Hanan, but Hanan instead of Hazuki. Switch
Yeah,
those 2 around. That would have been easier. That would make sense.
yeah,
Oh,
because
no.
then,
Yeah, sorry, Yuzuki and Hanan.
but then Yuzuki's getting a win over Momo, Tora, and Rina. That's the other problem that we
Yeah, but
fall
she
into.
had that future of Stardom thing going on.
Yeah, again, there's a lot of there. You look at any of it, and you're like, but even I even look at, like, yeah, it's just hard to look. I get it from a booking perspective, but I also look at it from a she's still like 6 8 months in perspective of, like, she shouldn't be getting any wins over new Tommy Ayashishita,
Mhm,
even if it's
especially when
5
she's a
involved.
champion. I totally forgot she was the goddess of Stardom champion. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
it was one that just that was a fail.
yeah.
But the next match was pretty good.
Where are we going to next?
Well, we don't have to talk too much about the next one. The next one was that triple threat Mayu Iwatani, Saya Iida, and Hanan versus Nasuka Tora, Rina, and Momo Watanabe. I didn't feel there was anything kind of
And
built upon.
it was a bit of a short match too. It was only
Yeah,
like
very, very
just
short.
under 8 minutes. So then the last one was like 10. So yeah, I get it. It was fine. It was there. It was a good match, but nothing really.
Iida won.
Yeah, the Ida getting a win is always great for me personally. So, but again,
Yeah,
it wasn't a big statement win. You know what I mean? Like, it was just that it
true,
was
true.
Stars beating Oedo Tai. But it's the next
Mhm.
match that I think we really gotta talk about on the show.
Yes, because that was the one I actually had the most notes on.
Go ahead.
Okay, well, this was what is this? How many girls are there? It's a six-woman tag team match. Suzu Suzuki, Mei Sarah, and Julia taking on God's Eye, Syuri, Mirai, and Ranna Yagami. Um, did you have any details on this one, or am I just
I
going
don't
through?
have anything written down. I actually
No
don't have
worries, no
any
worries.
notes for these cards. I've
No
only
problem.
peruse these cards. I'll admit.
I'll go through this quickly then. One of my notes was dark hair Suzuki is savage, and I love it. Since Suzuki has gone to that jet black hair again, I've noticed that her attitude has come with it, and I'm kind of living for it. Um, Rana Yagami, her forearms are ridiculous. They're just so solid. There was one point where she was just raining down forearms on Julia, all people, and she was stiffing her really, really good. Her in-ring work is already really, really, really great. The range
Hmm.
of facial expressions that she has is just so good. But then the karate background makes her so efficient and very precise on all of her movements and all of her strikes. This girl's going to have a tremendous future in professional wrestling if she sticks with it because she's just already so good. Um, Sorry, coming in against Suzu. Didn't realize that was a fight I wanted to see. Holy heckin' crap. Uh, yeah. She kicked the crap out of Suzu, and Suzu took some receipts and fed them right back. Suzu doesn't always do those kicks, but man, when she did them against Suri, nah. There was like, I called it a double arm breaker from Mirai and Suri, because didn't know what else it was.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't
Um,
remember.
yeah, I don't even know how to describe it. And Mei and Mirai was fantastic because Mei was having to jump into her strikes to really do any damage to Mirai. And I love that because it shows that power difference, but the size difference as well. But it shows that unique intelligence that Mei has in that range. She's not afraid to go against these, big powerhouse girls. I mean, she even faced off against Megasis, one of her besties,
Hmm.
without a problem. So this girl's she's a little spitfire, this one. Um there was a she jumped over the ropes at one point, Mei, while facing Mirai. She jumps over the ropes, kicked Mirai while she was kind of staggered through the top and middle rope, and then springboarded back in to do a really nice drop kick on Mirai. It was really, really great. Mirai trying for that SS Columbia, but May actually grabbed the ropes to try to prevent it. And Syuri coming in and kicking the hands of May so that Mirai could complete the move. Again, that heel stuff starting to come out of God's Eye a little bit. I always go
Hmm.
back. Is it a Kashima Saki influence coming over from a later time? I guess we'll have to wait and see. Um, In the end, May actually pinned Ranna at the end of this one. I was a little disappointed with that, but Ranna had a tremendous showing in this match, particularly against Julia and against Suzu at one point.
Hmm.
Andre, do you have anything to say on this one?
No, again, I'm really liking Rana. I think she's really since she showed up, I've really been impressed with her, and I was
Mhm.
like, she needs to go to God's Eye. She needs to go to God's Eye. That's what I was saying from the beginning, and she went to the right faction. I know Away to Tai could do some great stuff for her, but I think she needs time in God's Eye before she decides to go anywhere else.
Well, of course, get all that knowledge that you can, then stab them in the back and run away.
Yeah. So I quickly want to talk about the post match from the main event. I
Mhm.
think that's because Tommy gets on the mic. Or do you have anything from the main event that you want to talk about?
I only had 3 notes on it. The first being Mina's interpretive dance that she did for Maika's entrance was tremendous.
It, it, it it's very interesting how Mina and Micah are playing off each other.
I'm actually interested to see where it goes.
Hmm.
Like, it's such an interesting difference in dynamic. But like seeing her come out and whipping her hair around, just headbanging to Micah's music was just it was cute. Um Micah, that over the head
It's always
toss that
time,
she
yeah.
does. Oh, so good.
Yep.
So good. Who did she do that to? I feel that was Miyu, maybe? It
It's
must have
giving
been Miyu.
I was gonna say it's Miyu or Azumi. It's one of the two.
I don't think it was Azumi. I think it was Miyu. I didn't write down who it was, but it was pretty early in the match. I think Azumi got in somewhere towards the middle or end of the match, so I think it was Miyu. The last thing I had written down was Hanako muscling up a very wiggly Kamitani for a suplex was really impressive. Really speaks to the power and control that Hanako has. And I've said it before, she is extremely perfectionistic in how she does her moves, which is why I think she's so like when she does them, they're usually very slow and controlled. In this situation, it worked so good because Kamitani could have probably hurt herself or Hanako if she wiggled too hard and Hanako couldn't hang on to her.
Mhm.
But yeah, that was all they had.
Especially for somebody who's only about a year in to have that kind of control to somebody who,
Mhm,
like, I understand that she's probably helping. She jumps for it, but like, she remember she's wiggling, so that's not a normal just straight lift. So there's a lot of
mm-mm,
extra strength she's got to be doing in that lift.
mhm. Yeah,
But yeah,
100%.
but post match, Kamitani says Maika, the Empress era and the new unit will end in 1 week. I will wrap this red belt around you and take away everything. Maika
Mm.
says, Kamitani, you will take away everything. You can't take anything from me. February 4th, the Osaka show, I will take away your right hand. The era of the Empress will never end. And then they end like they kind of like they fight back and forth with it belt in between them, and then Micah leaves. Uh, Kamitani says the Phoenix Shine that I took today, which is I think the submission, like the arm leg trap submission that she tapped Hanako out with. Then the
Mhm,
Phoenix Strike and my biggest finish, the Phoenix Splash with three major Phoenixes. I will definitely wear a red belt. Phoenix Legend, keep your eyes on me no matter what anyone says. I am Stardom. Again, great promo at the end for Sticom
mhm.
to sell you into the February 4th show.
Yes, 100%. She is so good.
Mm-hmm.
Very good,
Oh, so
like,
good.
entertainer on top of a tremendous wrestler.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Oh, 100%. 100%.
Mhm.
All right, so we're going to get into the February 4th show, which I do have graphics for. Let's add them to stage. I'm
Yay!
going to make us a little bigger. There we go. There we go. There we go.
So pretty.
So pretty. Again, I love when they do the black and white uh,
With the accent of color,
posters.
yeah.
Oh, so good. So
I
good.
like the little hints of red on Maika's outfit and the belt.
Mhm.
Then you can
Yeah.
also see that little bit of teal on Hazuki at the bottom there. Very cool.
Oh, very much so. So we didn't get to watch them because they were pre-show matches that will be airing on Stardom World. We have Waka versus My Sakurai versus Hanako versus Ranna Yamagi. Let me pull up
Oh,
the results. And sorry, I seem to change it. And My Sakurai did get the win.
oh wow. It's
Yeah,
nice to see them building her up a little bit since the was it is it dissolution of Donna Del Mondo?
yeah, very much so.
I
I
like
like
that.
seeing
I like
my.
that.
I'm liking the rise of Mai, and still question where does she go? It,
Does she go anywhere? Does she need to go anywhere? Could she just find some commoners
or does
to be
she
on a team with her and start her own cult?
maybe Suzu and Mei Mei? You never know.
I can
Um,
call it Crazy Court.
there we go. And then the other match was God's Eyes, Ami Saray and Saki Kashima taking on stars Hanan and Saida. And Hanan and Saida get the win here. Yeah, you didn't expect that, did you?
Interesting. No.
And I'm gonna put Hanan got the pin on Saki Kashima, or got her 17 roll up on Saki Kashima.
Yay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I love Stardom web wwr-stardom.com. It helps so much with some of this
Especially when
info.
we didn't get the pre-show on the pay-per-view.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
So we
well.
get in. we get into so that was these two matches. I should have used the graphics while I was talking about them, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Because I'm insane. So opening match of the pay per view, future Stardom title match, Arena versus Yuzuki. This was really good. Like I know
Yeah.
you were again. This is where this is the people Yuzuki needs to be in the ring with. If she had maybe
Yes.
gotten a roll up win on Rena prior to the February 4th show, sure, I'm down with that.
Mm.
'Cause it shows she's getting ready to challenge, and maybe she can beat Rena. But she has momentum beating a champion here. So coming in, beating the goddess champion. Rena just kind of in control early on, get with the Fujiwara armbar, and choking Rena choking Yuzuki on the ropes and everything. Gets a beautiful head scissors and the drop kick in the ropes. Great job by Yuzuki. Good, like Rena showing off her judo with her judo tosses, judo sweeps. But then Yuzuki getting her own in this match too, which was very impressive to me.
Judo tosses for everybody.
Yeah.
You get a judo toss. You get a judo toss. Everyone gets a judo toss. Just
Talking
please
about
not me.
Yeah. And then talking about moves for everybody, there's these rolling crucifix driver by Yuzuki where she like hooks her up and then flips over and then flips them into the crucifix driver for two. And then they get up and then Rena gets her own and flips her into a crucifix driver. And I'm like, okay, is this becoming a new move for these girls? I really liked it. These crucifix drivers, they both look great. Rena goes to the top, hits a double knee drop, but only gets. But like Yuzuki kicks at that last possible millisecond. I thought it was over off the double knee drop.
Same. I was surprised she kicked out.
Yeah, in the end, Rena hits the Pink Devil, which is the gory special, and she gets the win. After the match, Rena puts out her hand to Yuzuki, but Yuzuki waved it off. Of everything, Yuzuki waved off a handshake offer from Rena. Does that seem backwards to you?
Yeah. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
you're the face. You are literally on the faciest face faction of this company. Your job is to be the good girl. Her job is to be the little devil. So I asked the question again, who is this Yuzuki that they're booking her so oddly? It's weird. Just
I don't
feels
know.
funky. I'll say this though, her gear doesn't move. All those little strappy straps, they don't go anywhere. I don't know what they're using out there, but I need some. It's incredible. Rita's intro jacket too. I really like it with all the little bat wings all over it and the little floofy floofs. Did you see the giant bow on the back of it? That big fluffy thing that's on her butt. It's just like a giant fluffy bow. So cute. I really like it.
I'll admit I skipped most of the entrance stuff, unless it's Mina Shirakawa or Julia. I skip the entrances.
Anyway, yeah, I don't have a lot to add to this. I share in your sentiment. This was a great match to open up the show with after the pre-shows. Um, Great future of Stardom showcase essentially for these two ladies. I don't suspect this is the last time we'll see these two fighting for this title, but I do hope to see another combination of these two at some point.
Yeah, again, I really enjoyed it as an opener. I think both
Mhm.
women, like, this is where Yuzuki should, like, this is her level, and that's who she'd be facing, unless she's taking
Mhm.
pins from people like Utami Hayashishita, like, unless she's
Agreed.
taking the pin of those people.
Mhm. Mhm. And I
Just
like to just quickly circle back to that point. If there's these popular people are talking about leaving, it could be because of ish like that, you know? Goddess of Stardom champions should not be losing to the new guys.
weird booking decision. That's all I can say.
Can't even say it's weird booking decision, just blatant dumb dummy.
Rossy doesn't have control anymore. And he hasn't had control for a few months. Or for a long while actually now. So
I was gonna say the last year has been very questionably sus for this
and that's
company.
And that's Bushi fight changing things on Rossy this past year. So again, I've
Wow.
enjoyed it, but there's been some weird things this year. The
Well,
Mina
yeah, like
title stuff. I don't see Rossy making that decision personally, but I could be
yeah,
wrong. But
we have in the last year versus when we had actually started this, like beforehand, like the last calendar year, 2023, we have said that phrase, the ride was awesome, but the results sucked, predominantly with Stardom and predominantly in that last year. So, like, now it's starting to make me go, how much of this is Rossi's fault and how much of this is Bushi Road's fault? And then who the hell in Bushi Road is looking at this ish and going, yeah, this is acceptable?
yeah,
It,
well, I'm not super excited about what's coming next because uh, Taro Okada, the president, and their merchandise manager are now in charge of booking for Stardom. I hope they have input from other people because bring in
I have
Tana.
several questions. One of which is what qualifies these people to do that? If you are just a fan, I'm sorry, I will straight be the one to tell you. As a fan, I should not be booking Ish. As a fan, this guy should not be booking Ish. Who,
I,
what?
I
Why are you laughing?
I can give you Tara Okada's qualifications, and I got this from the Wrestling Observer um, post. It's under
I
their
am scared.
when he was in, I think it was high school or college, he booked like essentially backyard wrestling or some or something of that, like low end wrestling.
He's a backyard again?
No, he like booked the stuff
He is
and
a
put the
backyard
shows
again.
on. He,
That's the same shit, man.
I
Bruh,
again,
that's
it's
not
not
acceptable here. It's not acceptable there. Rude. Oh, now I'm
it's not
mad. We need to move on.
it's not super clear about what it is, but it's still
What
like
about the other guy? The other guy who makes shirts? Is that his qualification to book a fucking wrestling show? He makes shirts?
I guess so.
Ah,
Oh, dude,
what
like
is
just
happening in wrestling? Who finds these promoters, these people in charge who go, "Oh, you're my buddy.
oh,
You can
okay,
book a
sorry.
show." What the
I got
hell?
I got the exact spot. The two don't have any background as bookers, although Okada was part of a pro wrestling club while in college that staged matches. That's the future of fucking stardom. That's why I'm very worried about this company. That's why I feel like this show will be Rossy Ogawa Promotions review in a few months.
Yeah. What the fizzity yuck is this you got? Come on. That's
Yeah.
if this company starts to stoop into some dementia level ish, we're abandoning it. I can't handle events 2.0. I can't. We need to move on.
Yeah, we do. So let's move on. Tag team match. It's Queen's Quest, Lady C, and Miyu
Oh,
Amasaki taking on Oedo Ties XL, Momo Watanabe, and Natsuka Tora. Lady C and Miyu Amasaki attacking before the bell, which is like, okay, this is different. But Tora just
on with
ain't
the bad
having.
self.
But Tora just like absorbs everything from Miyu and just like drops her down, and they double team Miyu after Momo took care of Lady C on the floor. And Tora hits this vicious looking senton for two. She's just bullying her Miyu around. Miyu's trying to fight back, but she gets dropped again and gets a double team. But she ends up getting a tornado DDT to Momo off of Natsuka Tora, which was really good.
Yes.
See you getting
That
an
was payback
abdominal.
for that kick.
Yeah. See you getting an abdominal stretch into a Russian leg sweep for two onto Momo. Miyu with the pendulum DDT to Momo, and Lady C hits the choke slam for two. Crossface chicken wing by Momo, but Miyu break and to Lady C, but Miyu breaks it up.
Oh,
I
he's
apologize
dying.
for I apologize for coughing into the mic. My throat's been really dry all day. I've been chugging water, but I haven't been able to get it. Away the ties in double team, and Momo hits the running meteor for 2, then hits the dude buster for the win. Quick little match, but fun little match.
Yeah, it felt a little short for me. I would have liked it to be a little bit longer. I enjoyed this match.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
I really, really enjoyed the combination of Tora and Momo. I feel they're a very, very dominant tag team. I'm very disappointed that, like, again, we felt like last year they were always in the title picture in some way, shape, or form, especially Tora. And I felt that like Mina Shirakawa wasn't being rewarded. I don't know how much of this is going back to this issue. Gotta stay on focus. Stay focused, Melville.
Mm.
Lady C did amazing in this match. I mean, she's just been such a tremendous asset, as I mentioned, to Queen's Quest. I'm disappointed that she keeps ending up the fall guy for them because she puts so much work into being so good.
Mm.
And like her socials are, she's active every day, every single day. Um, yeah, this was a very fun tag match, though. I'm excited to see where Tora and Momo go next, but I just kind of feel like they're just kind of milling about breaking things. I'd like to see them have a little bit more purpose.
Yeah, I honestly like. I know they lost for the tag titles, but like they're such a good tag team. I could see them being the foil to Utami and Kamitani down the road.
hmm hmm
Yeah,
I find it odd that there's really no heel in the title talk right now.
it's true.
After
But I
after Starlight Kid, after this match with Starlight Kid, like who else is there?
but I also look at and I give and I have this feeling with Stardom that I don't have with a lot of the companies. I don't need to see a heel versus face in Stardom. I'm
Well,
good. I'm
clearly, when you have the faciest face being a heel.
no, but I don't mind. I don't mind the faces versus the faces and the heels versus the heels in this company. I don't know why it is, but when I watch New Japan, I want face versus heel. I watch American, I want face versus heel,
I think it's
unless it's a
because
special
in
match.
Stardom, every single person is a great wrestler. So you know that when they get in the ring with each other, it doesn't matter if they're heel or face, they're going to create a story for you to watch. I mean, look what Yuzuki did. She became a heel in
Hmm.
the match where she was the obvious face.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just those little things. So, but
Mhm.
I've switched the graphic. We're going to talk about it. It is a tag team match. The Tam Nakano return match. It's
Oh,
Cosmic Angels, Tam Nakano, and Yuna Mizumori versus Empress Nexus Venus, Mina Shirakawa, and Waka Tsukiyama. God damn it, Waka. Why'd you have. She wore the red gear. Come
Waka titties.
on. At least
Yeah.
wear. If you're going to wear the Waka titties, wear the new pink stuff. Like, at least the
Yeah.
coloring's better and matches to your faction better with the pink, or matches to Mina better with the pink than the red. Come on.
Yeah. I think neither one of us are a fan of that gear. It's a
No.
fuzziness for me. The fuzziness adds too much bulk.
Yeah.
Just and this styling of the strappy straps, I also don't like on this gear.
And she's had two gears that have looked absolutely phenomenal. The one in the picture here, and there's another one that she looks so good in. And it's like,
Mhm.
but talking about gear look, let's talk about Tam Nakano for a second. God damn.
Yeah.
First, we already like if she doesn't like she's already got one in for best gear of the year already. She already has one vote, like one in now. Like
Yeah, her gear actually very much reminded me a little bit of Azami's, but with more tutu. Like
mm,
and different colors in her tutu. She usually just has pink, purple, and white. Now she had a few splashes of green in there. She had some metallics in there. I was sitting there kind of looking and laughing throughout the match because I'm like, she has a lot of tulle on her butt. Like it was like a full on. She looked like a corgi with that big fluffy butt. Like
Hmm.
there was so much tulle on there. I'm like, it's like she's probably bumping on a pillow. She probably doesn't feel anything on her lower back, but her shoulders are getting wrecked.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
Natsupoi joined the commentary team on this match.
yeah,
So, excuse me again.
yes.
Um, Tam and Nina wrestling early on. Mina really working over the knee of Tam. Um,
Hmm.
doing a good job. When she went for the figure four and Tam rolled her up, even after she kicked out, she kept Tam from getting the tag out. Really
Hmm.
working over that knee. Yuna ends up running in and hitting Mina, and this allows Tam to grab the cutter, like hit a beautiful, like just this cutter out of nowhere, look RKO ish.
Hmm.
And Yuna finally gets in, fought off Mina and Waka. Um, really good point. Mina's in it with Tam at one point. They're trading forearm strikes and like just the flurries of center. Mina gets a rolling elbow, then follows it up with a top rope green killer. For two looked so good, man. Waka gets a top rope drop kick and oblivion for two, and then a straight jacket slam for two on Tam. Um, she gets again. Waka gets that straight jacket hanging hold to Tam, but she gets double teamed off the top, and Tam hits a running knee to the face, and they're like, "Oh, it's over." But Mina breaks up the pin. Like really good match, man. Here, um,
Hmm.
it's a tiger roll, that tiger suplex roll up by Waka for two. Yuna that takes out Mina. Tam hits a bridging German for two, which I thought it was over right there. And then Mina hit what looked like a stunner, then an FU, and
Yeah.
then she hits the bridging tiger suplex onto Wakashiyama and gets the win. We talked about this match before. We were both kind of hopeful that Yuna would take the pin here, but I think we were both had the realization to know that Tam was probably pinning Waka in this. It was her first match back. She wasn't going to take a loss here.
And now that I know who to yell at, Bushi wrote, fracking fix it. I'm sick of seeing Waka lose. I'm
Mhm,
sick of it. She does so good. She's worked
mhm,
so hard. I feel like at this point it's just a freaking mockery. And it's insulting to see how she's not the Brooklyn Brawler. She is not the resident jobber. Stop it. She's so good. And she has a very unique move set. And everybody freaking loves her. Stop making her lose these stupid things. And at this point, like, no offense, but like, hypothetically, Tam's been out for a while. She should have to kind of rebuild, in my opinion. Like, I know she left, relinquishing the world title, but it's been a hot minute. Other people have been doing things in your absence. Come back and reestablish, but don't have to come back in and be immediately winning. It doesn't look good. It's not a good look.
mhm.
Oh, getting that rant out of the way. Um, I also felt that Waka was softening up that knee on Tam when she was in the ring with her for Mina, getting her ready for that figure four, which I think she thought was coming. I really liked Waka's use of hip attacks in this one. Much better and more interesting than anything Taguchi's ever done with his butt. And she was doing all kinds of Waka stuff. I was going to say wacky, but I see what I did there. Waka stuff.
Mhm.
Um, she wasn't just striking her in the head with her butt. She was actually like dropping her butt on her knee. She was doing all kinds of different moves with her butt to really soften up that knee. And I thought it was actually really cool. The strike exchange between Tam and Mina later in the match was pretty crazy. Tam was actually smacking Mina so hard that Mina was losing hair extensions. Did you see that? There were several chunks of Mina's hair that went flying in that exchange. Um, yeah, the lean back choke that Waka did looked really, really good. And it's been a hot minute since we've seen that because usually Tam is actually the other one who does that I remember seeing that, and
Mhm.
Natsupoi, both of which have been absent until pretty recently. So was Waka. So it's nice to see that move being brought back into Stardom. I didn't like the pin. Wasn't happy with the pin.
Neither.
No.
Me either. So, Tam did get the mic. Everyone in the universe, I'm home. Tam Nakano is returning to the ring alive. After all, I think at the top of this ring is the place for Tam to live. As much as I've been resting, I'm going to bounce back from here at once. Shining brightly, Tam Road, Chapter 2. Also, I may worry you a lot, but I would be happy if you would continue to believe in me and follow me. Okay? Follow the sparkling Tam Road into space. Believe in Tam. The fact that it goes into space is pretty funny, but okay.
I mean, it's cute. It's cute and unique. It works for her. I am happy
Yeah.
to see her back. Again, I just wish it wasn't at the expense of Waka.
Wow, I took a lot of notes for the 8-woman tag in a couple of matches.
We
Holy
aren't
crap.
quite there yet.
No. No, but I scrolled down too far and I went, wait, how many notes did I take? Jesus Christ. I literally watched that match at 5:30 this morning, so yeah.
Yikes.
We move on. High speed title match. It's May Sarah May versus
My man.
Hazuki. They start fast, dodging each other. Has and May are matching each other's moves until May gets a headhunter, gets the springboard headhunter for 2, then gets the rear naked choke, but Hazuki does fight for the ropes. May comes running at Hazuki and she just goes, ha! And tosses her over the top of the ropes. And she proceeds to hit her with not 1, not 2, but 3 suicide dives to the floor.
Yeah. Yeah. A little mental.
Man,
Excessive.
she's crazier than Mayu. Oh man,
Yeah.
They're going high speed. Hazuki kicks May off the top, but she dodges an attack. It's a beautiful drop kick through the turnbuckles. She goes lifts her up and goes through the
Yeah.
top, the top and the middle turnbuckle to
I
drop kick
was
her
worried
off.
for her back there because she landed a little awkwardly on the actual metal twisty bit.
Yeah, on the turnbuckle itself. Yeah, and she
Mhm.
booted she drop kicks Hazuki off the apron, then hits a head scissors off the apron to the floor. Springboard headhunter in the ring for 2 into the leg tied up crossface, but Hazuki fights her with the ropes. Hazuki stops May up top, hits a superplex, but May hits a drop kick, but Hazuki boots her in the face and puts her up, hits an elevated MX with May on the top rope. She comes up and just drives her down into the MX with the lung blower. Oh,
Mhm.
so good. Then goes up and hits that just brutal looking top rope senton where she just comes crashing down on the person, just looking like she crushes them. Oh,
Mhm.
gets a 2 count out of that. May gets the off the Haas gets the off the shoulder spin out slam and applies a crossface and into the rings of Saturn, but May gets to the rope. She even had the leg pulled back in the rings of Saturn too.
Mhm.
So
May
good.
had to struggle really, really hard to get out of that
Yeah,
one.
that one took a while. So the end of the match comes. They trade roll ups. Hazuki hits a brainbuster, but as she's going over for the cover, ding, 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 15 minutes has expired. And yes, all high speed title matches do have a 15-minute time limit.
Mhm.
That's part of the division. If you can't win in that long, it's the NJPW TV title. But man, I love high speed Hazuki. Man, her and Mei
Mhm.
killed it.
Yes, this was a great, great match. There was that one point where Hazuki was just beating Mei to the ground with those forearms, which is so mental.
Mm,
Um, that she goes that savage is so cool, and that she's the only one who really does. I think the only other one I've seen do that is Syuri.
mm,
Um, big dives from Hazuki on the outside. Has really took it to Mei at the beginning there, really trying to keep her from gaining that speed at the beginning because we know when Mei starts to get that speed going, she becomes pretty unstoppable. Um, there's that springboard cutter that Mei hit has with that was just so good. The speeds of the reversals were just so good. I knew Has was quick, But like to see, we know May is like super quick. Hazuki turned it up like to full blast and beyond with Mei Mei. She was really taking it to her for speed. She was matching her speed. It was crazy. I was happy with this result because like it would have been really sad if Mei Mei lost, but I also wouldn't be disappointed if Hazuki
No,
won.
I would have been fine either way. Yes, it would have been
Mhm,
sad for Meme to lose her title so early, but
mhm.
it would have been great to see Hazuki with the high speed title. But Meme continuing on it with having a 15-minute classic with Hazuki. Great, I'm down. Yeah.
Yes. And you know what that means? Just opens up that Jeff Cobb ability for her to have another opportunity.
Mm-hmm. She didn't get beat. Just
Mhm.
she gets just another. Hopefully, she gets another shot.
100%.
We're gonna move on. 8-woman tag match: Mayu Iwatani, Nani Takahashi, and Queen's Quest Azumi and Utami Hayashishita taking on Julia Gadzai, which is Mirai and Syuri, and Suzuki. So it's like the tag partners and the tag partners together on that team. Suzu and
Mhm.
Julia have been tagging a lot together lately.
Mhm.
Thekla comes out looking fly
She
as fuck.
looked so good.
And
Yeah.
she is on a wrestling hiatus right now. She's not wrestling, taking
Mhm.
time for her health and to get just
Mhm.
time for herself. But she comes out and she's walking by commentary, heading over to the booth, and she's just staring down Natsupoi as she's doing it. It's so good.
Mhm. Mhm. Well, keep in mind their connection when they were in DDM together, right?
Yeah, but I'm just saying it was such a good.
And you could hear the discomfort in Natsupoi's voice about the situation also.
I couldn't understand what she was saying, but you could tell that she sounded different. And Tekla gets on commentary and she says, "The spider is here" in English. And I was like,
Mhm.
yeah. And like clear English. I'm like, oh, this girl's going to do fine over here because she has that
Mhm.
ability to clearly speak English, which is perfection.
Oh, yes. 100%. She's gonna do amazing.
Yeah. Team Mayu, they all gang up on Suzuki and they hit that quadruple piggyback splash. Whereas like
Oh, yeah.
Azumi
Well,
jumped up, but she almost like instead of
we
landing on, like getting on the pile to fall over with it, she like slammed into the pile and fell backwards as they all fell onto Suzu.
she was the boulder that hit
Chef's
everybody
kiss.
over.
Chef's kiss. It
It
was
was
so
so
good.
it was so just one of those imperfectly perfect moments.
Yeah, I got so many notes. I'm just gonna go through spots. There's a hammerlock cradle suplex by Julia to Mayu for 2. Really good spot there. Nane just a wrecking machine in this match, like
Mhm.
just bowling people over throughout. Um, there's a spot where Azumi and Nane are dragging Julia by her braids. And then
Yeah.
Azumi and Julia pulling the braids of Julia in the or Azumi and Utami pulling the braids of Julia in the corner, and then Nane's getting like chopping the hell out of her and splashes her.
Yeah.
Oh man, like just so brutal. The beautiful La Mystica face buster by Izumi, just crushing Mirai with that. And then
Mhm.
Utami comes in with a sliding lariat right behind it. Um, Mirai gets the drop kicks and hits SS Columbia with Michelle to Utami. She gets the 2 count out of that. Um, Julia biting the hair of Mayu while she's in the ropes for Suzuki's drive-by dropkick on from the outside. She's
Um,
literally
she's
got the
been she's been doing that the last couple shows with Suzu, yeah.
yeah. So
It's
it's
gross.
just it's yeah. I don't. I'm like I don't want to put somebody's so I understand you know this girl, but don't put her hair in your mouth. It's gross. Uh,
Don't you put it in your mouth, don't you put it in your mouth, don't
one of
stuff it in your face.
no. Um, double there's a double tower of doom, double 4-person tower of doom, so 4 people on one side, 4 on the other, and then do tower of doom into the middle. Looked so good.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that. That was, like, a little bit of chaos. I didn't know what was quite going on. I was like, "There's just people flying everywhere. It's glorious."
Yeah. So there's a double one wing angel by Syuri and Julia to Mayu, and then Caesar comes in, hits the tequila shot for 2. She then goes for the rolling. She gets her. German rolls through for the rolling chaos theory, but if she goes for a second German, Utami comes in, grabs. She's doing this to Mayu. Utami comes in, grabs Suzu, and Suzu lets go of Mayu, and Utami Germans her. And then Azumi comes off the top with a stomp, and then Nana in with a sliding elbow, and then they drag Mayu on top of Suzu to get a 2 count. It was great sequence. Mayu gets the dragon suplex, but the pin gets broken up. Utami tosses Azumi from the ring onto Team Julia on the floor. Nani and Utami do that Mayu Utami launch drop kick into the corner, like sending Mayu flying into the corner, and then Mayu goes up, top rope moonsault to Suzuki, and she gets the win. Holy crap, this was a good match, man. I think it was 20 minutes and 50 seconds. Second longest match on the show. Flipping good.
Yeah, this was great. I actually had to watch this match a second time because the first time I just watched and enjoyed it. The second time I tried to take some notes, but I just kept enjoying it. There was
I was rewinding a bunch because I was getting like sucked into things. I had to rewind to get then write it down again. I was like, "The fuck is going on here?"
Yeah, lots of tension brewed in this one between Dana and Syuri. Fighting by the end of the match afterwards. It takes a lot to piss off Syuri. I didn't see anything happen specifically in the match. It might have been off camera. Maybe that would have led to that piss offedness. I did not see that. Did you mention the spot where Nani put Julia in that leg lock and Syuri came in and
I was trying to jump through my notes to hit certain spots, but dude, that was great.
I don't remember hearing that.
She was TJPing her.
She was, yeah. She had her in that leg lock kind of thing.
Her own partner.
Nane, I think this move you usually do, because a Cat Von Hees here does that move, right? Where they put the leg lock in and then reach over and pull on the chin.
Muda lock. The Muda lock.
Is that what that is? Okay, I didn't know what that was actually called. So she was doing the Muda lock essentially, but just standing. Syuri comes in and kicks her. She falls over. Julia is still in the feet. She ended up falling over, getting back up, and taking another, I think, 1 or 2 kicks from Syuri while it's still reefing on Julia's leg. And I'm laughing because I'm like, you're just causing more damage to your partner, you silly little girl. Yeah, I don't have a lot to add. You had the good spots. It was a really, really great match.
It really was. Then Mayu Utani gets the mic up. So before we get into this, they did announce after the first match that Mayu Utani, because Mina Shirakawa challenged Mayu Utani on the 28th for the IWGP title, and they announced right after they played a video after the first match that on February 23rd at New Beginning, New Japan, New Beginning, we are getting Mayu Utani versus Mina Shirakawa for the IWGP Women's Championship. I want as soon as it was announced, I wanted Mina Shirakawa to win. But if rumors are being believed, this could be Mina winning the title due to get a title off of Rossy's girl. So we don't know.
I mean, if I'm Mina, I'm a Rossy girl, though, after the year I had last year.
Yeah. No, but you know what I'm saying, though, because depending on what contracts are, if Mayu's up in March and Mina's not, the title could end up on Mina. I'm hoping it does no matter what, but that's my hope. So she said, good evening to everyone who has come to the Osaka tournament. Thank you for coming today. Achila and Atara, Zunasan, something, I don't know. I'll skip that line. Stardom is celebrating 13th anniversary. This is also thanks to the players who usually support Stardom and everyone who supports Stardom. Thank you very much. Well, it's still 13 years old, so it's a little lackluster. Well, that's not very clear, huh? Is it really reverberating? So it's easier to understand if you speak slowly. I'd like to continue to celebrate Stardom's 15th or even 20th anniversary with great energy. Thank you to everyone for your support. That is all. I am an icon. of Stardom. Thank you very much. This speech was given before Rossy found out he was fired. He was fired after the show. So,
right, because he was all a part of the show. He was showing the titles.
yeah, so be aware he was informed his contract was terminated after this show was over.
Uh-oh.
So there's more speeches, one from Maika talking about this, and then We Are Stardom, the English account for Stardom, tweeted out a big thank you to Rossy Ogawa. For only about 15 to 20 minutes later, the news to go out that Rossy Ogawa was fired.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Well, I don't think the people on Twitter knew he was getting fired, so they were just after the anniversary show. They were like, "Thank you, Rossy, you're the best," and then he gets let go. Just weirdly awkward stuff.
Yeah.
But my favorite line is, "I am an icon of Stardom," saying she's like number one, and I'm like, I like it. She is. She is the pillar that's left of Stardom. Of the
Right
original
now,
pillars.
yeah.
Of the original pillars, yeah.
That still has the title. I mean, Nani.
But Nani's in and out. Mayu is full time.
Comes around a little bit more than Kyrie did.
No, but again, a lot of people talk about the three pillars of Stardom that held the company up after Nane left, were Mayu, Iwatani, Io Shirai, and Kyrie. Those are the three pillars of Stardom that supported that company for a good couple of years there before eventually Kyrie and Io would leave. They were what kind of kept Stardom going. That's where the pillars thing comes from with those three.
I guess we'll see.
So you got anything else?
No.
Okay, just wanted to check. We're going to hop into it. 7-main event of the evening. Wonder of Stardom Championship. Saori Anou versus Starlight Kid. Both ladies, new gear. Let's go. Like, we've been seeing this same gear on Saori Anou for like a year now.
It's been at least half a year, but yes, I remember when we talked about it because I was like, "Ooh, that looks like you could have a wardrobe malfunction very easily." This new gear, though, super nice, very much a build on that silver theme that she has, but with that like navy blue lacy accent on it.
Okay.
So good.
I
So
just
good.
said-
If you know color, you know it's a good accent.
And then Starlight Kid, all black. It's black on
Yes,
black on black.
very Western vibey for me because she was definitely wearing chaps.
Very Brian Keith.
You know what? Yeah, I'll say that because they were pretty high waisted as well.
Mm-hmm.
And Mr. Keith.
Keith.
Oh, there comes Keith.
Here comes Keith.
Here comes Keith. He had some pretty high waisted pants too. Yeah.
Yep.
I loved it though. They look great.
Mm-hmm. Very much did. So we'll get into it. Starlight Kid sends Anou out early, but Anou pulls her off the apron. Starlight Kid gets the leg, slams her, and slams Anou's leg over the announce desk.
Oh,
sure.
Yeah, the axe kick. Yeah.
That looks so good. Slamming it like
That would
axe style onto
so bad.
Then she gets to stretch muffler, but Anou gets to the ropes pretty quickly. Anou gets a bulldog.
Mm-hmm.
These two going back and forth did just so good. Like Starlight Kid gets a cross like fisherman. So Anou gets one. Then Starlight Kid gets one. Then Anou gets one. Like it was just back and forth like with everything. It's just a trading chops back and forth. And then Anou drops Starlight Kid, but she comes back with a drop kick, sending onto the floor, and she hits the perfect acai moonsault. So good.
Yeah, that was very much a spot of like anything you can do, I can do better kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. There was a great spot where they both swung for that baseball style strike, and they caught each other, and they both just collapsed. So good, so good. Yeah, they like the twisting frog splash in the ring for 2, and then gets into the stretch muffler. But Anou gets to the ropes. Anou gets the knees up on the moonsault, the Starlight Kid, and Anou gets pretzels Starlight Kid with an arm bar, but like pretzeling everything. Um,
Hmm.
but uh, but she just eventually lets it go, even though you can see like Starlight Kid starting to fade, and she lets it go, and I'm like, that made no sense. Okay. She goes up, misses a twisting frog splash, and Starlight Kid hits a drop kick and the moonsault into a dragon screw. She gets a stretch muffler, then gets the head scissors on, well, in the stretch muffler, but Anu's struggling and struggling. She gets to the ropes. Anu slips out of the tiger suplex, hits a German, then another German bridge for two. Um, Starlight Kid hits the Michinoku driver and a tiger suplex, then another, then a bridging tiger suplex. But Anu, and this is what I'm thinking, oh my God, Starlight Kid's winning this title. And Anu kicks at 2.9. I'm like, no. I
It
would
was
very much
more than
enjoyed
a
Anu.
kick. It was more like a. "Ugh."
Yeah.
It wasn't. It was very lifeless. It was like she was just kind of acting on instinct at that point.
And that's why I went, no, as much as I did at 6:15 a.m. And just, oh, so man. Another tiger suplex bridge, but Anu's so close to the ropes that with her legs over her head, like coming back over her head, she gets a foot on the ropes.
Jesus.
Yeah, Anu gets the bridging backslide for two, whereas a backslide and then she flips over her, and then hits an exploder suplex, ripcord into the boots, ripcord into like repeated boots to the face by Anu. She gets a wheelbarrow suplex into a bridging German for two. Starlight Kid gets a victory roll for two. Anu then with another bridging German for two. She Anu hits a headhunter and then finishes it with the Japanese Ocean suplex hold and retains her title.
Hmm. This was a
Fucking
very hard
great,
fought
man.
match. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a great match. This is such man, I can't believe that like this time last year we were just sitting here like, who is this Saori Anou and why does she have no personality? I mean, she looks
Yep.
bored as hell in this picture, but legitimately, don't let that fool you. She actually has some personality. We've
Mhm.
been really seeing her grow and expand over the last at least 8 months now. And she's just become completely unrecognizable. She still comes out looking stoic. Her
Mhm.
entrance hasn't changed, but her attitude in the ring very much has. And I love it.
Mhm.
This match, though, I didn't take a ton of notes on here. I just noted that Starlight Kid very dominant at the beginning. I do know what that means. She's not winning the
Yeah.
match, which disappointed me. However, that dominance was tremendous. That included that axe kick on the table there. Starlight Kid has been on a roll since coming back from this injury, ankle injury last year. Definitely do feel like this one was kind of like a shot for her, like a big shot, an opportunity for her. I don't suspect this is the last time she'll be going after this belt this year. I suspect
No.
we'll see her going again at least maybe late spring, maybe early summer. I would love to
Yeah.
see it. I don't know
I
if
could
we'll
see,
still see it on Anu though, but I guess we'll see who challenges her next.
yeah, we'll see. Again, like we were talking about Mina Shirakawa getting to this, but she's getting into an even bigger title in the IWGP Women's title, which is she'd be perfect for that belt because she comes over the stage. She speaks English. It works well. She's got Mariah May here. She's got Zaya Brooks. She's got Mariah May in AEW. She's got Zaya Brookside in TNA. Let's go. Come on,
I mean,
Mina.
Mr. Tony Khan, be a little less petty? Maybe we can get her over here.
Well, if Rossi's gone, he'll probably be able to work with him now. He already has a relationship with New Japan, so with Bushi fight. So now with Rossi's out of the picture, he should be able to get the girls over there. So we'll see.
Oh, so much
We'll see.
frustration.
Anything else? Oh,
No.
All right, perfect. Let's get into the main event. Let's talk about it. World of Stardom Championship. Maika defending her title against Saya Kamitani. Maika catches Saya trying to jump over her and goes for a suplex, but Saya slips out. Saya eventually drop kicks Mike to the floor and hits this beautiful springboard cross, just crushing Mike on the floor. And then she pushes her in and does that slingshot over into a splash for two. Just Saya Kamitani is really good, man. Like
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest fan of her as her character wise, but in the ring, you can't. She's one of the best in this company.
Mm-hmm.
She
Mm-hmm.
gets a
100%.
like a Texas clover leaf with the leg through, and then sits back, laying. It was really weird. Like,
I feel like that's kind of a best way to describe her style, though.
yeah,
It's
Micah's
uniquely weird.
Mike is working over the arm of Saya Kamitani throughout the match.
Yeah.
She gets the armbar a couple times throughout, but Saya gets to the ropes pretty quickly on the armbars. Um, Saya with the spin kick, but Micah turns this Hurricane Rana attempt into a. She hits a spin kick, and she goes running. She jumps up for that Hurricane Rana, but Micah just sits her down into the power bomb. Looked
Mhm.
so good. Looked so
Mhm.
good. Kind of saw something similar with Osprey recently, catching Okada's drop kick into the power bomb, but she
Yes.
caught her head scissors into a power bomb. It's that style. It looks so good.
Mhm.
Um, yeah. They trade her just trading strike at center. Saya unloads on Micah, dropping her. Micah back up, drops Saya with one just hard strike. She puts her up top. Saya fights off the suplex, gets a springboard Rana off the top. Wheel kick by Saya and the top rope drop kick for two. She follows with the bridging fisherman for two. Uh, Micah reverses a move into a lariat, and does and but Saya or into the lariat, but Saya does that Osprey backflip off another that Osprey flip like backflip into the powerbomb position, um, off of Micah lariat, um, and pulls out this modified bow and arrow on Micah, but Micah just fights and fights and gets to the ropes. Just throughout this match, just incredible stuff from both these women. This cradle slam driver, I don't know what to call it, by Saya Kamitani. Micah kicks it too. Micah stops Saya up top and hits that Himeka style running power bomb. I love it when she does that, like just get somebody in the corner and just does that Himeka that running falling power bomb that Himeka always used to do. I love that move. I love that she tributes to her friend, like does a tribute to her friend that way. Saya gets the Rana into a pin for two, but Micah comes back with a lariat but Kamitani kicking at one, and I was like, nah, she's earned the one. She's earned the one kick out in this match with how fucking good it was. Then another lariat, Saya with the boot, spin kick, and then that corkscrew down kick that looks just so good. Micah catches Saya to the Michinoku driver for two. Hard baseball style throw punch, reminiscent of her friend Julia, dropping Saya. She hits the Michinoku driver too, but Saya kicks out of two. So Micah hits this hammerlock version of the Michinoku driver, and she gets the win. Absolutely incredible main event. Easily match of the night. It's going on my list. It's an early contender for women's match of the year. Holy
Mm.
shit. This was so good.
Yes. So good, my girl Micah. I've been waiting for this. Been waiting for someone I love and adore being a champion.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, Micah not being nice to that repaired and healed left arm of Kamitani. There was several points where she was just, just purposely yanking on it, doing that typical, just simple but effective kind of damage. We also saw her kind of tie the arm desperado style around the rope and kick the rope, doing more damage to that. I think that was the loudest kind of fuss that Kamitani made about that arm in the match, which was obviously concerning. Um, yeah, both these women just performed so, so good. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little hesitant when Kamitani first won this. I was like, the highest title I'd seen her have up until that point was the Wonder of Stardom. And I was kind of like, kind of feel that that's a good level for her. Um, now, now I think she's a top contender.
Yep.
Um, and she should be fighting in these styling of matches more often. This was just, yeah, so good. I have to agree with you. This is rated very, very highly for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very good. And then Maika got the mic after the match. Says the red belt successfully defended itself for the first time. Utami, you and I, or Kamitani, sorry, it's written weird here. You and I have been fighting hard ever since I came to Stardom. But from now on in Stardom, we, the Golden Generation, should fight each other even more. Let's do it. Let's aim to be number one in the world with Stardom. Now, the next challenger, the former champion, Tam Nakano. I like to say, but today my Shirakawa attacked again with her legs quite hard. Okay, well, I think Tamanakano was 100% today. When she fights me, it's over 100, 120, 150, 200. I'll wait until she can break through her limits. Nam Nakano now starts making her way out to the ring. And Maika says, whenever the time comes, I'll accept your challenge. So Nakano starts running down to the ring. And Maika mockingly goes, don't push yourself too hard. Just being a bitch. So Nakano gets on the apron, stomps her foot, um, gets in. She says, surprisingly, I'm coming right away. And they kind of just glare at each other, and then Tam leaves. Just simple. She's like, I'm coming for you right away. Like, I'm down. That makes sense. She the title she didn't lose. So in reality, she should be now. She's back. She should be the next challenger. Um, Then Micah says, well, today's the 13th anniversary tournament, and it isn't a waste for me to finish it alone. All the Stardom players who participated today, second players, those who are absent, should all come out. Come out. Rossy is coming too, and she's just bringing everybody in the ring to take a big group picture. My dumbass didn't add it to the slideshow because I'm a dumbass. And I'm dumber than dumbass. But yeah, it and again, this shot hurts more now with Rossy out of the company. You know what I mean? Like,
It does, yeah. Yeah. It was all over the X thing, all over
there
the
it is.
Insta. Oh,
There it
jeepers,
is.
I was scared there.
Why?
I was scared we were gonna lose each other.
Nah, but that again. Beautiful picture taken after the event, and then the man was fired a few hours later. Like,
Make it make sense.
yeah, I don't know.
Eh.
Yeah,
Yeah. I don't know. You know how I feel about people coming into something and thinking that they deserve something though. You are right though, Tam Nakano did have to relinquish the title. But that also being said, she has been gone for a hot minute, and there's been other people doing stuff for them hot minute while she's been gone. I'd like to see her get more wins than just Waka because, like, who you fooling, girl? Everybody beats Waka. You didn't prove anything by beating her. Try again. You beat Tora. Beat Tora in a one-on-one random grudge match. Then talk about challenging the world champion. But is what it is. That's why I don't write this ish.
I wish we did. We might like the booking better.
I mean, by the sounds of it, we're qualified.
Yeah, I was a backyard wrestler. Come on, I'm qualified. Obviously,
I
I
took
was
a
a ring.
weekend mini camp. I can do it.
I was a ring announcer for a wrestling company for like 3 years, so that qualifies me.
Clearly, you know how to book.
Obviously, I watched a random white dude in Edmonton book people poorly. I obviously know what I'm doing.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus. I mean, couldn't get much worse.
No. But I think
No.
it's time for us to mosey on out of here. So
Skedaddle.
you can find me on X, Mastodon, Blue Sky, and Hi About That Canada Guy, TikTok, Instagram, and Threads at That Canada Dude. You can find me on Facebook at Andre Melball Wrestling Talk, and right here on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/@ Andre Melball Wrestling Talk. You might be listening to us in audio form, so thank you very much. If you want to hear us in audio form, you're not. Go to SundayNightsMainEvent.com, hit the RSS feed, join us up over there, or go to Patreon.com/SNME Radio if you want to support SNME and all the great content they put out. And if you are watching us over there, please, thank you so much. Please give the podcast a like. You can comment on the podcast through iTunes and Google Play and all those other ones. Throw some comments in. Tell us that you hate us. Tell us that you like us. Whatever you feel, just tell us. It's what we want to hear. Thank you so much to all our friends at Sunday Nights Main for bringing us onto the team. Talking about our friends, I want to thank our friends over at twitch.tv/our local establishment and at youtube.com/our local establishment. You can find me over there doing Marvel Talk, MCU Rebound, and Mine and Mel's show. The new show we've been doing a few times now. We'll be doing live this show comes out tonight at 8 p.m. Mountain, 10 p.m. Eastern. Japanese wrestling update. Check us out. We'll be breaking down Rossy. A lot of stuff to talk about there. A lot of other great stuff to talk about. So check that out over there at our local establishment. You can find, you might be watching us there. So if you are watching us over at Backbreaker Video, give us a like, a subscribe, all the fun stuff over there. And if you're not, go check out Mike at youtube.com/@ Backbreaker Video. If you want to see his live content, go to twitch.tv/Mike the Ref. You can see all his AEW watch alongs every Wednesday. And during pay-per-views, you can see his gaming content over there at Twitch. If you want to see replays of his gaming content, go to youtube.com/@ backbreaker_gaming, where you can find him, Mr. Rick Jules, Mr. PJC, and their freaking guest, Kayla J.
Kayla J.
We
Love
love
Kayla J.
Kayla J. We love
We
Kayla
love
J.
Kayla J.
Kayla J.
We
We love Kayla J.
Threw me right off.
Melballs. Where can they find you?
Yeah. It's a singular ball. The other ball is in Spruce Grove. If you're wanting to follow a Melball, you can follow her on the X thing at Collins Melball. You can follow her on everything else: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Mastodon, and Blue Sky at Melball Gots. You can also find her on our local establishment, as Andre mentioned, with Andre and Melball's Japanese wrestling update. And fairly soon we'll be doing some spooky ooky-ish, so you want to stick to the socials to hear about that. You can also catch me on Astro Pizarro's YouTube channel, where we do our show, Ladies Wrestling Showcase. We just posted a video last week all about some of the controversy happening in professional wrestling, but also some good stuff happening in women's professional wrestling. So you want to go to her YouTube channel and check that out. If you're wanting to watch Stardom Wrestling, you can go to the link in the description box below. It is stardom-world.com. It is 999 yen, but we have a new number. It is 750, or at least that's what I paid this month. So that's still an amazing price and way less than $10 to watch some amazing professional wrestling. Yeah, well, claws. You can watch the show we talked about today eventually. You can watch all of the shows going up into this show. You can even watch the February 3rd show, which I have watched, but we haven't talked about yet because it just went up this morning. I think that's everything. Andre, my trusted friend and colleague, do you have anything else to say to the beautiful people?
The beautiful people. The beautiful people.
Banana.
I just want to say thank you all very much. If you are watching us on the video, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below, share us out to your friends, family, enemies, strangers, whatever. We really do appreciate it. And hit that notification bell so you can learn every time we drop a new video.
Ding dong.
Hello. Wait, no.
I was gonna say it's after 10.
It's just a cat. Okay, it's just a cat. And if you are listening to us on Sunday's Main Event, thank you very much for tuning into Sunday's Main Event. We appreciate you guys. Please keep supporting them at SundaysMainEvent.com or Patreon.com/SNME Radio. We really do appreciate all the great support they have given us since we have jumped on board. Melball.
Take us out. Are we good? Are we done? The beautiful people have been addressed.
The beautiful people. The beautiful people.
The beautiful people.
Da-da-da.
Da-da-da. And that being said, I am your. Over there is Andre. We will see you next time. Mwah.